Hey guys, what's up? It's Anthony. I'm out here at the Anderson County Airport for an air show. Right behind this big freaking grill. Remember, can't spell sausage without USA.
So because we're not technically part of the show, really, but we're gonna take off this way back. We'll come by, you'll see us. We'll be loud.
I'm easy go. No, I don't. No. If there's this much space between us, I'm good. So, they have it.
1941 Beech AT-11, 1,584 AT-11 Kansan aircraft were produced between 1941 and 1944. Only a few are still flying today. 41-9486 was the 5th AT-11 built, and it is presently flying today.
Blue thing. The blue one? See the guns? Right. I think he's got it where you can put 10 in there if you really want to, but then we gotta take all. Probably one of the easiest FAA inspections.
But you know what? I think that's already 2 pieces on there.
We're gonna come over and start polishing it so you got finished.
This must be.
I already got a quote from somebody did. Oh yeah? For the first time, yeah. Chris is buying one too. So.
Get over here.
Took some pictures? Did it come out good? Did you guys see that thing up in the nose?
Wait, come here.
Up in the nose of this airplane, it looks like a camera, but it's really a short bump. It's kind of like the scope of a rifle. With the crosshairs, you look down through it, drop the bomb. Did you? Well, that's the same one as the big airplane up there. They would learn how to use it.
Look at it.
Might need to go get a picture of that too.
So they would use that to negate with the speed.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be alright. We'd have to wear parachutes. Flip switches.
Well, and I spent an hour and a half getting all the bugs off it. I've had many. With 4 flights. $49 a year, they'll go anywhere, you know? It knows when I'm flying and when I'm on the ground. Yeah. So
They use these a lot for jumping too, but and also banner towing. But these, the ones I have, this one's in the shop right now. It's completely disassembled. And it's a military configuration. And be flown under Project Warfare Museum.
I'll remember always the ground through the rainbow sky with fire and speed. Listen to the jingle of the grunting and the wheel as you roll along the runway by the track nine in the lane. Everybody is already summer day, as we pitched up on the target, you could hear all the gunners say, she's big, bad, and ugly, she's really quite a dog. She's known around the country as Republic Soldier Hall. Listen to the jingle, the grunting and the wheel, as she rolls along the runway by the back nine and the three. Hear the mighty roaring engine as you leap off in the fog. You're flying through the jungle in Republic Soldier Hall. As you leap off in the fog, you're flying through the jungle in Republic Soldier Hall. You're flying through.
But we fought for the right on the wing. Dropping bombs, dodging flag fighting, maybe we'll be back. Shout the rest, battle cry, let it ring. See the Red River rat battle again. Hold your head high and all you are men. Never run from a fight, be prepared day and night. Sing the Red River Rats battle again. Look around, there's a few empty chairs. Honored comrades should be sitting there. Some are dead where they fell.
The propeller's actually turning fast, but the video for some reason looks like it's going really slow or stopping. It's crazy. Action of the air show at its finest. It looks more like a yard show, runway show. Oh, going faster. You can hurry up and get across the road.
And I think we're back up. Here he comes.
Go.
Sí, se ve también. Yeah, and Bridgeland, they're switching around. Well, I was just trying to get some fuel and take off before the show started, but
Couldn't make it in time.
no, they the ground operators.
150. Really? I just saw
I need
the
to take to Ohio today, so we'll see if I can get there.
Oh my. That's a little bit of a flight, too.
Yeah, I've got 2 more legs. So.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, 2
Yeah,
hours to
I
get
don't
here.
150.
I think the
Hurry up.
Parachutes that fly just like the wing of an airplane. They have a forward speed of almost 22 miles an hour, and they have the ability to land precisely where the target area, which is to the right of the announcer stand where our air boss is. All right, we're looking up there as the formations are getting into position. Now these guys are getting a little bit lower so they can hear us now. Let's give them some encouragement as they're coming in here. The real deal, spiraling down to get the canopy down at the maximum speed. Oh yeah. Keep that encouragement going because we want them to land. Well, you know, I was talking about where they're going to land. They said they're going to land where the crowd's making the most noise, so make some noise! All right. Whoops, I've lost several of the jumpers. Our first jumper that's coming in is in position. And Mike, you got him in sight? John Morales, he's flying the POW flag, and Staff Sergeant Stephen Travers and Sergeant First Class Sam O'Toole will be bringing in the American flag. All right, here we go. Give them that encouragement again there. On approach to the target area. Watch them control that canopy. Pull him down on the toggle line simultaneously to flare for a perfect target. Oh, target area stand-up landing. One more time. Easing it in. It's looking good. Roll again. Once again, a perfect stand-up air landing.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rays over the land of the free and the home of the
flag is coming in, and we want to continue to give some encouragement. As you'll notice, the flag is being brought in by 2 parachutists flying a biplane in tandem, and here comes that big POW flag. I know there's a lot of drag as the jumper comes in, but he's going to make a great target area landing. Now, our jumpers have separated, and the flag will be coming in, and we'll apologize for the flag is actually going to touch the ground. We realize that is not what we want to do, but we don't refer to that as a flag. We call it a banner. But it's got a huge counterweight on the bottom of it, and it would you don't want that knocking you in the head. Let's let him get on the ground, and then we're going to salute our friends from the north. Beautiful exhibition of it coming in. Unfortunately, we had a Canadian flag, but the last time I heard and saw it, it was headed to a hockey game, so I don't know where that is. All right, let's give him some encouragement as he comes in there with that huge banner. That's it. Isn't that beautiful? I hope our camera guys are getting a picture of this. That is absolutely unbelievable against the blue skies. And a great getting his instructor rating so he can teach stick and rudder flying skills to the next generation of pilots. The Chef Pitts is a neat act. There's not too many of them flying on the air show circuit today. But there he goes, he's taking off. Now he does what we call an air start. He is going to climb for altitude, getting him a little extra airspeed, and he's going to convert that airspeed, or that altitude, into airspeed. Upside down as he reaches the right edge of our aerobatic box, and he pushes the pit special over the top, rolls it out, and a highly modified half Cuban 8 turnaround. He gained some energy in that altitude, and he's converting it back. Flies straight up. He rotates the airplane around its own center line, and when the airspeed runs out, well, how about this? He backs down through his own trail of smoke. Snap roll on the way back down. And he exits out to the left-hand side of the flight line. We're looking forward to the day that the Chef gets his certified flight instructor rating at a 2-place airplane where, oh boy, that just makes this thing right there as he takes the airplane around some outside steps and he comes back around with that half Cuban. Roll, stopping the wings at every 120 degrees of rotation. Over there on the right-hand side for the cheap seats, he once again pulls the airplane into the vertical 4 times the force of gravity, forcing him down into his seat. The blood drains out of his head. He can't even lift his arm if it was not firmly attached to the control stick. And he brings the airplane back to Air Show Center. Well, one thing that the Chef does is he does things the hard way a lot of times. forcing the blood into his head. As he comes across the top, the world turns a little bit pink, and now here comes the hard part, driving straight into ground. Over to the center, the ball, and he moves it forward for another 14 negative recovered. Over on the left-hand side of the aerobatic airspace, it's time for a shark's tooth as he pulls the airplane up with a step roll on the way up. Now this little airplane, there he goes, he can't get it off the sky. This FXS, a single place exposed carbon fiber airplane, and it is actually stronger than the pilot, and we're going to see it right now as Scott is going to be coming back into Air Show Center. Scott's 48 years old. He was born in Wichita, Kansas. He lives in Virginia now. He holds an airline transport pilot's license and has logged over 2,600 hours. At aerobatic, started aerobatic flying in 2003. He has an unlimited competition pilot, and when he's not flying air shows with us here in South Carolina, he's flying at the Flying Circus Aerodrome in Belton, Virginia, the classic show that they put on every weekend. Only 1,179 pounds. And I tell you what, it's only one of 12 in existence, but you're going to see right now. Keep your eye on Scott Francis, and he comes in with maximum deflection. Now you can tell the power to weight breakdown that he's got. We got blue skies as he climbs up, 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 up. He'll actually have to throttle back because he has almost 4 thrusts to the airplane weighs as he bumps across the top. And here he comes back down on the down line. Another series of maximum deflection aileron rolls. And as you see, he's lifting down. There's some good he brings the MXS right back to Air Show Center. It starts the loop. The gold bar's over playing the little loop. Also it appears it's over 1,500 foot high. On the backside now, listen to this engine as it winds up. Back to his belly button. The T-meter approaches 4, maybe 5 Gs as he pulls out and comes across deck down to much steering altitude. With a roll rate in excess of 720 degrees per second, you can see what he's doing as he takes the airplane and flies it up in a shoulder roll or a step roll on the way up. And I tell you what, Colonel, what would you do if you were in that airplane with him?
Can't say in public.
I'll tell you what, I sometimes call that maneuver the upchuck. Here he comes back around, upside down. Looking on the outside once again. Amusing his body, sitting on his seatbelt. These pilots wear 2 complete sets of seatbelts. A standard harness that looks very much like a NASCAR driver with a negative G strap that comes up between his legs and a shoulder strap across the top. And then across the top of that, another set of seatbelts. You're upside down like this. That's only 5 to 6 Gs. It's not the time to realize that you should have replaced your seatbelt. Sanctioned aerobatic contest. In 2004, he moved up to the intermediate level and began flying 5 to 6 contests a year. There comes out his motor pack. Scott sold his beloved in 2007 as a Giles 202, one of the first carbon fiber model planes. And he moved up to the aerospace. All of these organizations are bringing this free air show to our community. All right, Joe is up, and the Mohawk is in position. It was built and first flew in April 14 of 1959. It was introduced to operational service in October of that year. It was produced from 1959 through 1970, and there were 380 built, and it retired from active duty military service in 1996. Back in this aircraft. The Mohawk short, unimproved runways in support of U.S. Army maneuvering forces. The OD-1 served Vietnam through Operation Desert Storm. Survival kit and a large luggage container, among many, many other things. The role will be coming back for its next maneuver, set up for a high speed pass at 300 knots and 300 feet. The most demonstrates the low altitude performance of a very powerful Allison T-56 turbine. The power and reliability of them is while oversold recently through routinely took.
That's what's going to irritate me. Out that long.
God dang it.
I just used the bathroom all over myself.
I can't walk. It's hard to walk and do this at the same time, especially trying to zoom in like that. Oh, here he comes. We're going to do it again. It's like he's coming in bombing and stuff, shooting the ground.
This is it. You get it?
Sorry. Here he comes again. Yeah. If I can get it this time.
What would you got?
Holy crap, you can feel it back here.
It literally, like, I felt it push me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Look at all that pollution.
Captain Will is not performing a J-count maneuver.
That's what I thought was
Yeah.
Makes it very difficult for enemy.
That's what we felt at Bilo that night.
The Warthog was built
That's
to
what we felt
withstand
at Bilo
significant
last
battle
night.
damage,
Sure, not last night.
the ability to fly at a single engine, and
All of a sudden, we saw two giant smoke coming up. He was like,
Warthog has a well-earned reputation for strength and striking power. This great country. Let's give a hand to our outstanding maintainers and all those service members keeping our aircraft fit to flight.
It was so cool though.
probably all that setup just for explosions that big, yeah. All that setup. That was good.
some of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't see them anymore at all.
There's some over there.
Where?
Right there. See the smoke?
Oh, okay, right.
I lost it.
Built in the 1960s, the chair served as the primary generator for the Royal Canadian Air Force until the year 2000. The single GEJ-85 engine produces 2,700 pounds of thrust, propelled on a relatively light aircraft to speeds of over 400 knots. The three-wing design creates a lot of lift, and the controls are finely tuned, making it a classic sports car of the air. With the exceptional maintenance it receives, the Tudor is a perfect platform as a formation aerobatic demonstration jet.
Oh, there's one. I thought they said there were 9 of them. Why is he by himself?
It's a dumb song, man.
Disappeared into the clouds.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the left, the 2018 Canadian Horseless Snowbird.
They're pooping. This one feels good. Was it lights or the sun reflecting off of it? Oh, jeez. Oh, they disappeared. Oh, they went behind the clouds. What the frick? I was like, I thought I lost them with the camera, and then they disappeared behind the clouds. There we go. Trying to get in focus. There we go.
Trying to make a question mark for what's going on.